So,
Babe, we recording. Come on.
okay. Welcome to One Love with your boy CJ
and Monay,
where we keep it real. I'm talking about 100, 1,000, 1 trillion about marriage and relationships. Booyah!
Welcome back. That was a lot.
How was
But
that
welcome
a lot?
back. Welcome back.
Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you for tuning in again. This is episode 2. Episode 2. So today we're going to discuss how our dreams and goals did align but didn't align, and some of the obstacles we faced with that, So I'll start out we'll start from the beginning of our relationship. I had a goal of going to the military, the Air Force.
I remember that.
Those who know me may not believe this, but I used to want to be a military police.
I can see it though. I can see it.
I really did. I did junior ROTC in high school and absolutely loved it. And, I was in a leadership role in junior ROTC. So I really wanted to be a military police in the Air Force. But I think I mentioned it in the previous episode. I think his mom prayed against it because I would do the ASVAB practice all day long and would knock it out the ballpark. But then when I went to go take it, I think I took it twice.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And I just could not get a good score to get into the Air Force. It was the strangest thing. So I assumed that wasn't God's plan for my life.
Yeah. I don't think it was either at that time.
No. But then I also expressed to you how I wanted to be married by the age of 23.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted 5 children. He agreed with me and said
I did.
That was his goals, but I think he was just lying to get me to.
So, like, with me, it was more like my goals were, my true goals were, and some people, people that know me on a personal note, know that my passion was always law enforcement. Always been my passion. I've always had the mindset of protecting people who can't protect themselves. That's number one to me. I've always wanted to be an FBI agent. So that was my goal in the beginning when I first, got on my journey, law enforcement journey. And, things change, getting married, having kids, things change after a while. That was my goal. And I did tell her that I did want 5 kids with her.
He was lying. He was lying.
Can you imagine having 5 kids right now?
I could. I mean...
Jesus. Drink that. 1 second, y'all. Just 1 second, y'all.
I'm not going to act like it wouldn't be challenging, right? I'm not saying let's get started and add 3 more to the equation now, but I think if we would have had 5 total, from then when we started out to now, it would have been some challenges, but I think it would have been amazing. I've always growing up, when my family lived in North Carolina, my other family was all over the country. So yeah. I didn't have the opportunity to experience big family on a consistent basis, right? It was just, a small family until my dad married my bonus mom. And then I was able to be, accepted into her family, which made it a little better. Mm-hmm. But as a child, like how our children, growing up, it was just the 4 of us when my parents were married and just me and my sister. So I've always wanted a big family household wise. So needless to say, we only have 2 kids and
that's good.
I don't plan on adding any more. I don't think.
So we good with 2.
Yeah. But back to, our initial goals, like let's say career wise. Um, you shocked me when you said you want to be an FBI agent.
Yeah.
Really shocked me.
I bet. You weren't expecting that, really. You won't.
I didn't I didn't believe it when you said you were in law enforcement,
Right.
that you was a corrections officer. I was like, what? You?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that part. But I think in the beginning, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, to say that I didn't want to be a part of your journey, your career path. Um, I do remember at one point in our marriage, I felt like us getting married, because those things weren't happening for you.
Right.
And I felt like us getting married and having children slowed you down or kept you from it.
I was thinking more strategically at that time because I didn't want to be a typical law enforcement officer at that time. Always gone, putting the career before your family. I just didn't want that. So that I think that's why I didn't pursue certain avenues, which I know I could have. I made connections to make different, to make different avenues, whatever. But I just never took that route because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be that number. You know what I'm saying? Always gone and missing. I mean, even though I missed it, inside of working as a corrections officer, I just didn't want to be that 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 number. I didn't want to be labeled that. Putting that before.
Putting your career before your family. Yeah.
And that's easy to do in that type of that field. Is very easy to do.
Do you remember me calling you one day when I was driving home from work? And I think I called you. I may have been thinking about it on my way home from work and then just mentioned it to you when I got home. But y'all are going to say I was crazy for this, but this is how much I love him and I love people going after what they want. But do you remember me offering to call our marriage off?
Yeah.
So you can go live your life the way you envisioned it. Yeah.
I remember that. And I was like, nah, like that's not happening.
I know that's probably sounds really crazy, but
this is with our first child.
No, actually we had both of them.
We had both of them.
Yeah, I remember. We
were
living in the house before we moved here. And
no,
yeah.
I was not doing that. I was not doing that.
Because you wanted to go to the Marshals at that time.
Yeah, U.S. Marshals, yeah.
And I was not one that was willing to move, which doesn't make sense with the fact that I wanted to be in the Air Force, but I didn't really want to move to another state. So I was willing to. I know it's crazy, but I just didn't. I wanted you to be happy, and I knew you weren't happy where you were, right? And I know that I mean, at that time, I didn't understand like the whole saying that I say, like, I can't make you happy. You can't make me happy. You have to make yourself happy. And there's things that go into that, right? Where it does involve each other, but you know what I mean? But I wanted to help you be happy. And I just didn't feel like you were happy career wise. So I know it's crazy, but whatever.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wasn't happy career wise. I felt like constantly I was putting my career for my family constantly.
And it would have ultimately been the same thing if I said we can go our separate ways and you.
Yeah.
I mean, it still would have been you putting your career before your family, but
I couldn't do that as a man. I couldn't do that.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wouldn't be here today if you accepted my offer.
And it's crazy how it works. I just couldn't imagine. Nah, I couldn't do it.
I understand.
I couldn't do it. Being the man that I am and how I was raised and morals and principles and all that, I couldn't.
Well, in turn, you supported one of my dreams. I don't know if it really was a dream. It was more so me trying to figure out a career move to make because outside of going to the military, I really, growing up, I always said I wanted to be a gynecologist.
You still can.
I know I can, but I will wait until our children are adults to go down that route. But So I never went to school to be a gynecologist. Then I used to want to be a teacher, but teachers didn't make a lot of money in North Carolina, and I couldn't see past North Carolina. So then at that point, I was stuck. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and then you supported me going back to school for medical billing and coding, and you took on. I think we discussed it in our first episode. You took on being the only working person.
Yeah.
So that I could 100% focus on school and then our children when I came home from school. And I made it through, right?
Yeah.
Graduated with honors, everything.
Now she's like one of the big dogs. Well, I don't say you
I won't
are.
say a big dog, but
big dog.
I'm
You're a big dog.
I'm climbing. So but you could speak big dog into my life, but I'm climbing, let's just say that.
Big dog.
Okay. So then one of your dreams, or we had to make, so I would say that would be like a hard choice that we had to make for our family dynamic in order for me to pursue my dream.
Yeah.
Then we were faced with another episode of a hard choice to make for you to face your dream. So do you want to talk a little bit about that? Like when you decided to leave being a correctional officer and venture out, that was...
Yeah, that was, so one thing about, the corrections officer. Now I got love for corrections. I got love for, people that work in corrections. They're the ones that actually make, add to the man I am today.
Mm-hmm.
My parents raised me, my city, what I'm saying, raised me also, but corrections developed me. You know what I'm saying? So it prepared me for the kind of people I'll have to deal with further on in life. So I got love and respect for corrections. Love and respect. I was there, I worked corrections for 11 years. I worked control center, visitation house units, found drugs, alcohol, all kind of stuff, right? And I'm gonna keep it a buck, keep it 100. It's a lot of I love corrections. I love the people that works there, but it's, what I'm saying, it's a good old boy system. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I was told that I wasn't ready for certain things, even though I trained a lot of people that was above me at the time. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The same people I trained told me I wasn't ready for the next level.
So
makes no sense.
Right. So you kept getting overlooked.
Yeah.
Trying to progress. So then you decided
to move on.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell you my journey with this. So I was told to come to the DMV area. This is what I was told by my colleagues at the prison that, I rode with, friends that I rode with, that was in the field and different aspects of it. There was, there were sheriff deputies, city cops, state and federal corrections officers, different levels of law enforcement security. So I applied for U.S. Capitol Police, the United States Capitol Police, and things didn't work out. That's a long story. Another day. Wasn't on my behalf. But
God's grace. We just gonna say that.
God's grace. Right? Because I could have been there, but I was, I could have been.
It's God's grace.
Yeah, God's grace.
And we're gonna leave it at that.
So, yeah. So, long story short, I ended up getting an opportunity to work for the Metropolitan Washington Airport Authority Police Department. And that was God's grace. Got hired on, and a lot of people were asking me, why are you leaving the federal government? Why are you leaving 11 years of federal service behind? And to me at that time, I thought about a peace of mind. Right? So my wife and my kids, They were encouraging the whole, like during the whole process. All right. So,
Well, no, not the kids, because we
well,
hid it from them.
we did, but they did draw me a picture.
Yeah, after you got the job, but leading
Yeah.
up to that, we didn't tell them what you were doing because we already knew
Yeah.
they were not trying to hear moving to another state.
Yeah, they won't. They won't.
But I will also say, you say I was encouraging. I was, but I was also fighting a little bit too.
Yeah, you were.
Because I wanted you to reach your goal, but I was a little part of me was being selfish of like having to leave my comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
But it's crazy because I also have, a matter of fact, I will post this on Facebook. I also have 2 pictures, right? A picture of me inside the prison system when I was a corrections officer, 11 years worth, versus being out,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, you looked alive.
Yeah.
We never realized how unalived you
Yeah.
looked
Mm-hmm.
the whole time you were working as a corrections officer. And yeah, I think I told you, somebody said something about you looking lighter.
Yeah.
But when we look back, it was like, dang, you look like you had like a death cloud
Yeah.
hovering over you.
It felt like it
the whole time. So
it felt like it when I left my last day. I was sitting on the porch, and I was probably drinking a beer, probably,
mm-hmm.
and we had a tree in front of our house that we owned, and the wind was blowing, and the tree was going with the wind, and the leaves were moving and everything, and that was so beautiful, right? Because you really don't realize the sacrifices that you make day in, day out. Nobody does
Mm-hmm.
until you actually get out of it, right? Until you actually leave.
Oh, so you had like a moment to actually see life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A moment to see life.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a moment to see life of not working a 16-hour shift just to be off an extra day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because then you can't even enjoy that extra day because you're tired from that 16-hour shift and trying to catch up on everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But beyond that, Federal Bureau of Prisons, airport police, and I thank God for both opportunities because
Mm-hmm.
the sacrifice that I put in for both agencies, the opportunity that it gave me to be in the position I am today. Now I can be home with my family now.
Right. So I was gonna say, like, our goal was never to move outside of North Carolina ever, really.
Right.
We never talked about moving anywhere. Well, not really. And we looked at places like Georgia, Charlotte.
Yeah.
But then coming to the DMV area was never really in our moving in general wasn't in our plan. We just threw the idea out there, right? But all the fighting, I mean, again, like I said, I know I encouraged him. I have his back until the end of time, and I feel like I have his back like nobody else do. I'm his biggest cheerleader.
It's my ace. It's my ride or die.
I told you I'll ride.
You'll die too. I'll die for you. Another story.
I will figure out a way to not die. So I'm your ride and figure out how to survive. There we go. Right? Okay. Because I don't want to.
Let's still ride or die. Ride or die don't mean you'll die on the spot, but it means that you'll go through it. You know what I'm saying? Like you go through it with me.
Okay, I will do that.
Right.
So, like I said, encouraging him, while still fighting my own self of being selfish. I did not want to go. But I'm glad that I gave in or that we compromised. I don't know if we compromised, but I gave in to give it a try.
Right.
And I'm glad we did because now, or I'm glad I did because now we have a a true family dynamic. Like you are here.
Yeah.
You're present in the home because what for the first, well, up until 2 years ago, I was like a single mom with just someone to help me financially in the house. And then you and I were truly like roommates for quite a while. We would see each other in passing, maybe.
Yeah.
He saw me sleep more than anything because of the timings that he came home.
I would like literally like spend time with my kids like once a week.
Yeah, true time.
True time.
Yeah. So although our goals didn't align with that, it's still, I mean, I guess the end goal was family.
It was family. And
so we're working towards that.
Still are working.
Yeah.
Working constantly towards it. And see, and like the thing is, like one thing I've realized, like the last, I say, 6 months, right? Family means so much to me that I don't even think about the money, right? Because moving up here, just by me, just by us relocating up here, you know what I'm saying? I've had career opportunities with all sorts of different agencies to go forward. And I'm talking about they offer big money, right, to change their lifestyle up. And I got to the point in life I said, I can do that. But I know what comes with this because I've been through this before. Not this much money, but I've been through this before. Right. So I know what comes with it. So let me try this other spectrum. Let me branch out doing similar but not similar type work. Yeah. And home more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So. And then the other opportunities to move up with them same type of offers or better. Yeah. Will come. But you chose family first. Yeah, family first. Over everything. Right on. Oh, you thought I was laughing you up? I thought you definitely, about that. You yeah, but family first, because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Right. So that was the end goal. Well, not the end goal, but that was a major goal. That was a major goal. That was a big goal. So if I could say anything to encourage anybody, it would truly be like, I get how it looks right now, right? Like if you're faced with a situation that's uncomfortable, because I can speak from my perspective as far as us moving, like that was tragic for me. It really, really was, because I was used to a routine. Yeah. I was used to being around a certain group of people. I was used to, and I'm not one of them people, like I have to be, he'll tell you, like I have to have everything in order. I can't have any what ifs and maybes. It drives me crazy, right? So having to step outside of my element, like that really was like a big, for me, big traumatic move within our family dynamic and our marriage. It was. But I really had to lean on God, like for real, and trust him. I mean, like your girl was like depressed. Yeah, I remember all of that. I cut myself off from people because I just didn't want to talk. I cried a lot. Yeah. I wouldn't leave the house. And all of this was happening in the middle of COVID. Yes. And that was even worse. And I was terrified of COVID at that time. I'm like, y'all, your girl dealt with a whole lot. But I say right now, I couldn't see the bigger picture, the reward. But again, like I said, I try to suppress my selfishness to still encourage and support and push my husband to be his great self, right? But there was light at the end of the tunnel, and I had to tell my coworkers this the other day. It gets worse before it gets better. I mean, like truly. That's facts. It gets worse before it gets better. I felt like I was living through hell the first year or so, right? Yeah.
I'm happy now, and I understand that if I did not allow him to pursue his dreams, or at least get a jump start, because he's this is not in the end for him where he is now,
It's not.
but it was a jump start. Like each move that he's made since we've been to the DMV area is a jump start towards his end goal. And I realized if I didn't allow that to happen, or didn't encourage him, or didn't help push him, because he still had people on this side of his ear talking, you shouldn't, you shouldn't, you shouldn't, and
Yeah,
why. So I had to be like on this side, like screaming in his ear, like, so I'm glad I did this on this side to you, because if I didn't, we would be right where we were before,
yeah,
possibly,
yeah,
and be miserable.
yeah. I mean, yeah. That's
You
it. It's
you would
just,
still be dead looking.
yeah, dead looking. I mean, as far as financially, we were good, but as far as like the growth and like mentally, career wise, and everything, it was like just you're just there.
Yeah.
You're just there. You're not living. You're just present.
And I would say, now that you're home more, now we can focus on our entrepreneurship goals that we have, um,
Yeah,
in place,
yeah.
or that we have visions of,
Mm-hmm.
because we wouldn't have been able to do that had
Wouldn't
you
have.
not changed your career.
Yeah.
And he pushes me too, y'all, because I'd be like down, as y'all saw earlier when he tried to call me the big dog. I'm not,
Yeah, she the big dog.
but he's my hype man. He hypes your
Big
girl
dog.
up. And it's me that I be like, nah, I'm good, I'm chilling.
Boss lady over there. You got to speak it.
Okay, we're gonna speak it, but
You got to speak it. You know.
okay.
Just saying, you do.
Okay. Well, y'all see.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, like I said, it might seem like hell for the moment, but just try to give it a try. Like, I don't know, figure out a way to be supportive of your spouse and open-minded at the same time, and kind of, I'm not saying to dismiss your thoughts and feelings. Definitely express them, because it didn't get easier until I started talking to you more about how I was feeling, because I was hiding it, trying to be strong. Ain't nothing cute about trying to be strong at all, because I was.
Just speak it. I mean, because that's the only way that the other person would know what's going on and how to react to how you're feeling.
Yeah. And again, I'm glad that I went through the storm to get to the other side and help you reach your goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, our goals did not necessarily align at all in the beginning. And as you grow, we've been together for 13 years, married for almost 11. So, we are a different person every day, a different person every year.
Yep.
So our views on life and our goals and all that stuff is always going to probably change.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
But we talk about it, right? Come to common ground, because we are a unit. Two became one. So we are a unit. So it's just juggling to try to, again, deal with your feelings, but also be supportive. Communication piece.
Communication is number one.
It is.
For what you do.
You like that word now, don't you?
I do. But it's facts, though.
It is. It
it's,
is.
It understanding, is. Empathy, sympathy, everything. How you say things, when you say it, the correct grammar to use, everything. All that plays in a part of communication. It just intertwines with communication, relationships.
I got you.
Yeah. See how much I changed mentally?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like,
I don't want to talk the same no more.
He doesn't.
Like, wow.
He doesn't. Like, some of this was for me, the relocation. But a lot of it was for you and our kids.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I'm glad that I didn't dismiss it. Still supported it. So, yeah. he's a different person. He is a different person. He talks different. He moves different. In a good way. Very good way. Yeah. He just doesn't look dead anymore. Like I wish we will find a comparison to do.
Yeah.
I mean, because you even saw it when you first went to the police academy and your first day picture, then your graduation picture. It's like two different people. Two different people.
Oh my God.
So I just thank God for allowing me to set my little self to the side to support you in your goals and your dreams. And that I didn't say you could do that without me. Because, boy, if you would have took me up on my offer, that would have been horrible. When I said we can go our separate ways and then you can do you.
Yeah, I would never. No, it's not at me.
I don't know what I was thinking. But I'm glad that that you didn't take me up on my offer on that. Because I know. Outside of this right here, we're gonna do good things, great things.
That's how you know if somebody is a real one or not.
What?
Also,
what?
You gave me the opportunity to leave and do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I was stupid though.
No, but I mean, you gotta think about it too. Some people would have took that offer.
They would have.
You know, that's one way to know that you got a real one.
Oh, you talking about yourself?
Yeah, or just in general. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta think about that. Like if that was like a lot of dudes or women or whatever would take that offer. You know, I didn't want that offer. It's me and my family. We moving together. Period.
I appreciate it.
You know, because it's not just about me. It's about the future behind us too.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh.
Hey. I
can't. Well, that's all that we have for you guys today. We hope that you all enjoy yet another episode and that you tune in again with us.
Second episode.
Next Sunday at 6 p.m. 5 p.m.
Get it right.
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Next Sunday at 5 p.m. on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on social media at Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Hit that notification bell. And let the folks know about us here at OneLove with CJ and Monay.
You forgot to hit the ding ding notification bell. You gotta hit the ding ding, the little bell beside subscribe. The bell.
Hit the ding ding.
Ding ding. It's right there's a bell.
Okay. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time. One love.
Deuces.